Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I've got a very fun and effective technique to show you. So it's known as the layered stamping technique. It's been around for decades, so I haven't got anyone particular to credit because it's just something I picked up over the years. And it is a bit of a go-to, or it was a go-to, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then I done a launch recently, and this was one that I demoed. And it was after doing it I realised how much I enjoyed it, so I thought I would do a tutorial for you all here. So this is the one that I did during the Rapid Cards launch for Creative Craft products. I'll link that below if you want to see that one put together. But then what I thought I would also do is show you some other examples of just slightly different configurations and the way then that they look. So this one here is just using the full nest of oval dies. So I've used, all my dies are from the Creative Craft products range. This is older packaging. The newer packaging is in the blue. But you can see there, sit it over the top, just used every layer, and every other was white card. So I started off with navy, and then white, and then the technique, how you do that stamping, I'll show you in a moment. But the idea is that you still then can piece together the image over the layers. Now these are quite close together, and I prefer it when you have a thicker white layer, and I'm going to show you how you can achieve that one. So that was the ovals. Then you can see here I've got a thicker white layer, but I've also got a thicker red layer, and I think there's too much of a gap, you know, having that bit which is part of that, and then obviously some more of it's underneath there. It still looks nice, just decorative paper, but I don't think it really shows off this effect, or the way that you're meant to be able to see the image across the layers there. This one is then similar to this one here. You see they're thinner coloured layers as opposed to thicker ones. This is using a die set, and I'm going to use this die set today. If you're using nested dies, what you might find is you have to trim the layer in between so it's thinner if you want to. Otherwise you'll have something that looks like this. You can see each one's thick, but if I then trimmed those down and had a thinner orange layer, you're going to reveal a lot more of the image underneath there, and it will piece better to the image here. So hopefully that explains that a little bit. The sentiments I've used are one of my favourites. I must admit, this was the, I think we said the hero piece of the collection, and that's these sentiments. So they cut into the card, or you can cut them with the banners there as well. So if you want them a bit, you know, framed, but I just cut these myself. But they just, I think, really do finish off the cards quite nicely. So I'm going to do this one again because I did promise that in the live. So it's using this set here. Okay, so this is the 6x6 card builder die set. So if you've got no nesting dies, you're just starting off card making, these are really good sets, and I think they're good for sketch cards as well. So if you like to, you know, follow different groups on Facebook and so on, blog posts and stuff, I know lots of people will share it like a sketch of the month or a sketch of the week. These kind of dies will help that. So I've just taken all the squares, because you've also got these extras in the middle here, and you've got your strips there with the embossed detail. So I've taken all of the squares. I'm just going to talk you through how I've chosen, you know, the sizes. So I'm going to do a thank you card with a floral pattern. I just thought, I haven't done black and white, I've done all colour, so I thought let's do black and white, and I think that's going to come out better on camera. So you can see how I've missed every other, but I've got that thin black border, and I think that's going to be enough to break up the colour. And then we're going to have the thank you in the middle. So there is a large die here, and that's the one that I've used to cut out the white card. If I keep these all nested together, it's going to be easier to explain. I've then missed one, okay, and then pop that to one side. You're not going to use it. Then take the next one, and that's the one that I've cut in black. I've then kept the next one because I just want a thin black border, and that's what I'm using to cut the white. And then I'm going to miss one. So you could, in a sense, say that, you know, it's 2, miss 1, 2, miss 1, 2. I know we haven't got 2 at the bottom, but if you imagine this is going to go directly onto my card blank, so that could have been the bigger back one. And then you see this one now is going to cut the black and then the white. And then if you've got smaller nested dies again, you could keep going again, but then miss 1, then do 2, miss 1 and do 2. I think missing 1 is going to then allow you to achieve this thicker white border, and I think it really does show off the effect. So I've gone ahead and cut all of those. Hopefully that explains it. Like I said, there is no right or wrong, because you can see, you know, the example that I gave you there with the oval, you know, it's just, for me, that's just showing more of a pattern paper. I don't think someone would really think, oh look, it's the pattern split across the layers like you see in this one or in the pink one. I think going back to this one, I would have probably, if I'd seen how it would have been finished, I would have used mirrored card in between rather than that pink there. I think it gets a little bit lost, but it still kind of works. Okay, so once you've cut everything, you then want to take out the coloured card layers. And then you can use some double-sided tape. I'm just using some spray adhesive. It's just the Stick and Spray by Crafter's Companion. And I'm going to sit this back in the middle and make sure I've got an even frame all the way around, like so. Now you could also turn them, you know, if you've got a few, I could have that one like that now and then stamp all over it. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have to stay in the shape or the orientation that they come in. So do have a play around and type in layered stamping. You'll get lots of lovely inspiration on Pinterest, but I'm showing you the most basic way and then you can go from there. Okay, so once you've got it all laid down, I'm just going to grab my mat here. So I'm using VersaFine, and then this stamp here is from an old Papercraft Society kit. So it's Card Making Magic and it's box 11. Now I did use it on this one here. So I think it would be a good example to then compare the two, and you know, you'll be able to see how much more you can see the image. So get this one all linked up. So now I always kept the middle part kind of just free from any stamped image, because generally people are going to add their sentiment in the middle. So you know, place your sentiment roughly where you want it, and you can see then if you want to fill any of those extra areas. Now I've got a 300 GSM cardstock. You don't need it to be this heavy at all. This is just my smooth white cardstock that I use, but anything above 220 is going to be, you know, best for this. So if you have got a heavier weight cardstock like myself, you might have to just add a little bit more pressure over the layered pieces. So I think I'm going to start with this one just there. So I can see then, actually, this is a good example. Can you see where I've got a line? That's where the ink's not transferred. So I'm going to carefully line this one back up again. This is why a stamping platform may be better for some. There we go, that's better. Maybe do a test run first, use some scrap paper just to get used to the technique. But now I'm going to just use different parts. I might just use the corner there, just the leaf detail, just to fill that space. There we go, that's going to look nice. So I'm going to carry on now, working my way all the way around. Okay, so that's everything stamped. I'm really pleased with that. I think that's come out lovely. So now what you want to do, make sure your ink's all dry. You're going to now separate them, but just make sure that you keep them in the same orientations. Keep them up the right way. Okay, and then you're going to add your other layers in between. So that one is going to go in the middle there, and then this one goes back on top. And the idea is that you can still see the image, but it's just slightly broken up with that black layer. So if your layer is thicker and you want it thinner and you're able to trim it down, then do so. It's just going to then help. Bring that back over here again. There we go. So if you want to add foam, you can. I am going to, because I prefer it with the foam, but there's a flat one. So if you do want it flat, you can see it looks nice, but if I bring back in this one here, you see the dimension there with the foam, looks lovely. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add the foam layers, get these stuck down, and then I'm going to pop it onto my card blank. And you can colour the images now as well. So before adding for me, the black layers, just keep it as it is and colour it all in. Maybe you're using a watercolour. You can do lots more with it, and you can heat emboss all of it as well. That would look really nice. Okay, so everything's stuck down there with the foam in between each layer, and then finish with the thank you on top. And I've just popped that onto a card blank. So you've got a top folding card. So let me just bring back everything else so you can see. So this is my preferred way of doing it, with the thinner layers, but you can also see other ways of doing it here, and just how good it looks with all different shapes. You know, I think you can really get creative with this. I think it's a nice way to pass an afternoon and batch make as well. I mean, these haven't taken me hardly any time to do, and it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial. Maybe it's introduced some of you to a brand new technique. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've done this before, and I can look forward as always to seeing your versions being shared on our Facebook group. If you are new to this channel and you're on Facebook, head over to Mixed Up Crafters. It is linked below this video, and over there you can share any cards that you make following the tutorials that I share, and there's some wonderful inspiration there. So yeah, head on over if you would like to. As always, I will link the product that I've used in the description box below. Popping up now will be some other technique kind of tutorials that you might want to watch. And as I always say, if you've enjoyed today but you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified every time I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.